we've made another trip out up the Blackpool coast. We've parked up and walked maybe 10 or 15 minutes up the coast, just exploring really. We don't have a subject in mind, and actually the weather is pretty dismal. In fact, it's just started raining, so I packed my camera away just in case it absolutely tips it down, but it looks as if the rain's blown out to sea, which fingers crossed it'll stay out there. But we've come out today just to have a look along the coast, just to see if there's any interest with these rocks and the groins that go out to sea as the tide's coming in and out. To be fair, ordinarily I wouldn't come out and shoot in weather like this. I'm sure that you're all aware that I love the sunrise, I love the sunsets. We both love getting out there during those beautiful, absolutely serene scenes in front of you. So yeah, ordinarily we wouldn't come out on a day like this. My feet are actually sinking into the sand. But in our last vlog we mentioned that we met a guy called Steve McNally, and looking through Steve's Instagram page, pretty much the majority of his work is in black and white, and I've really been inspired by that to try something different. As I said, you know, coming out for sunrise and sunset is perfect, but when you've not got those conditions you can get a bit downhearted. And sort of I've been mulling over to myself a little bit that I'm probably missing a lot of opportunities by not coming out when the weather's like this. You know, the sea's really nice and calm and flat. There is some nice light. There are some really interesting things to photograph. So we thought, why not? I've taken a shot already of these two broken groins out to sea. When I took the shot, there was water coming in around them, and wanted to get a long exposure, just focusing on those two posts. As I say, quite heavily inspired by Steve's work, just to focus in on maybe smaller details, smaller subjects in the water, and try and create a minimal look to the image. So it will be black and white. That's one thing that I don't do. I'm almost certain that on my Instagram feed I've got one image that's black and white. For me, editing in black and white is something that I've never been good at. So I'm challenging myself today to get out and try something different in conditions that I wouldn't normally come out and shoot, and then edit differently as well. Whether it works or it doesn't work, I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, there's some nice light, lovely light out to sea. So we'll carry on having a look around. It looks like it's absolutely still tipping it down over there, but as long as it's not raining here, we can still maybe have a little look around. But yeah, we'll speak to you in a bit.
Come to the water where you will find peace. Take a step into the river, get down on your knees. Come to the mountain, well, take it in the view. You will find that life is greater than you knew.
So it started spitting again, and I was going to pack my camera away. I'm not used to photographing in the rain. I've only done it once before, and I know that you can get some superb images in the rain with the nice light. But as soon as it started spitting, I was like, no, that's it, I'm going to back away. But we're still here, and we've just come across this nice little scene with the wave breakers and the marker out to sea, and there is some nice light reflecting off the water. I've put a 10-stop filter in and put it into bulb, and I think that'll probably give me around a 40-second exposure, which is fine because there's not a lot of movement on the water. As I say, it is relatively calm considering it's raining, or it's raining out to sea. The wind is picking up a little bit more, so I think this might be the last shot that I take, unless something else really catches my eye on the way back to the car. But I do think, as I say, it's good to get out and try something different. And I'm going to take the shot actually before it does start raining. But it is good to try something a little bit different. Because you never know, you might like it. And I do think we're missing an opportunity, really. You know, sunrise and sunset happens in summer really early and really late, and you've got all that other time in between to be exploring. And ordinarily we'd probably go for a waterfall shot when it's overcast and a bit grey, because the light's nice and balanced. But yeah, we've challenged ourselves today. Whether we like it or not remains to be seen. I'll only know when we edit the images up. But that is looking quite nice, and I'm actually picking some cloud movement up. What I might do is do another one and try and get the exposure time a little bit longer. So that one was around 36 seconds. So I'm going to maybe put the f-stop up a little bit more, just to give me a bit extra on the exposure. And we'll see what happens with it. So I've got that exposure running at, I'm guessing around 2 minutes. The last one was just a little bit dark, and we've just been waiting for a lady and a dog just to pass through, because it's only going to be around a 2 minute exposure. We would have picked her up all down the beach. So I'm just going to let this run. As I said, I did like the sky in this one because there is a bit of movement, just to create a little bit more interest. I was just saying to Max actually that it's miserable. We would never ever ever come out when it's like this, but I'm glad that we did. Whether I'll be glad when we get back and have edited the images, I don't know. But the thing is, if you don't come out and try, you never know. And it's something different. As I say, I think really you've probably got to have the eye to see a black and white image, which I know might sound a bit crazy, but I'm used to seeing a scene in colour and not black and white. So yeah, that is quite nice. There's a real lot of detail in the sky. I think my tripod might have sunk a little bit in the sand. It's a little bit on the wonk, but I can straighten that up in post. Yeah, it's nice. you can tell I'm really enthusiastic. But as I say, it's part of that challenge. It's part of that. Let's just go out with the camera and see what we get. You know, you might get really lucky and find something lovely that you think, why have I never done this before? Or sometimes you might just think, well, it was good to get out and experience being out at the coast, whatever the weather's doing. So yeah, I think, as I say, I might have a walk back along and just have a look to see if there's anything else of interest, and if there is, we'll give you a shout.
Call me out, tiger. Call me out, why don't you love? Lift me up higher above the clouds, won't you love?
I'm absolutely covered in wet, dirty sand. I've packed my stuff up. I've got nothing to wipe my hands with, but I've packed my stuff up. As I said, we're going to walk along, back along the coast and just see if there is anything else. If I'm completely honest, it isn't floating my boat at all, but really wanted to give it a try. I'm sure there are opportunities. Of course there are opportunities. Today I'm not feeling it, but I don't know whether that's because last night we had such a glorious sunset at Perch Rock, and that's what really excites me about photography, when you're out in those sorts of conditions. And I suppose really, you can't have that all the time.
She's not feeling the love.
Not feeling the love. I've taken 3 images. Well, I've attempted a couple of images, 3 that I'll show you anyway. Like I say, they're not really my style, but I've been so inspired by some of the black and white work that I've seen. I really wanted to give it a go. And you never know, I might try again, but today probably isn't the day. So as we've been walking back to the car, we found what looks to be one of the old groins that have broken off and just sort of rested on the beach. Obviously the tide's out now, but it is somewhere that we'll come back to for sure. Really think it would make a nice image at sunset when there's colour, with the water coming in and out against them. You know, there's a lot of detail and colour on the groin itself, obviously the green algae or moss. But yeah, I know I've probably waffled on a real lot about black and white photography, but there's definitely an art and a skill to it, and hats off massively to those people that photograph solely in black and white or go out to shoot in black and white. I've tried it today and really struggled. Even the composition I've not been happy with, whether that's because I'm maybe overthinking it too much, or maybe just because that maybe passion and emotion isn't there as it normally is when, you know, you're waiting for that sunset and you can see the clouds just perfect and you know you're going to be in for a good shoot. I don't know whether it's that, whether it's I'm not feeling that emotion today, but like I said, we've come out and give it a try. Whether the images are good or not, I won't know until I get home. But then there's the editing of them. And as I've already said, I'm not good at editing in black and white. So yeah, it's been a lovely little trip, and we will be getting out a little bit more back to work next week. But there's still lots of opportunities on evenings and weekends to get out. Just want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed recently. Massive appreciation for watching and leaving a comment. As I said in the last video, if you like what we do, leave us a little thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Adios.
Muddy Adele.